Okay, hello. I'm Cathead Reynolds. Uh, First off, I've been watching DJ Elliott's videos. She's with Fourth Way. She does a lot on Gurdjieff, and I study the great work. And in doing that, awareness is very important. And so I've been looking into Gurdjieff with that a little bit. But first off, uh, what I came to with this was she gave a talk on Rudolf Steiner and Saint Michael. I'm wearing my Saint Michael right now pendant, and I've had this with me a long time. I've had this green one with me since I started Cat Army, and I'm listening to Saint Michael Mountain or whatever by Aphex Twin, which came on by accident. Synchronicity. Okay, so this is what I came up with first. The spiritual attainment Rudolf Steiner and Crowley spoke of that is to seek spiritual practice and evaluate the results rationally is essential to modern times. So what I mean there is just that both of them had a thought that you should combine science and spirituality, so you should be skeptical of practices, but do a practice, look at the results. You see this in Thelema and Golden Dawn with Liber E, write down your notes. But anybody can do this. Just journal on what you do and see if in the next couple days, did you feel more lucky, or whatever. More realistic, we do the greater pentagram ritual sometimes. And I find if I'm trying to accomplish some goals that day, I really do get like green lights, everything goes real smooth because I'm in tune with my will. And then, from doing notes, I've learned it might be good to do a lesser banishing ritual in a couple days. Because you almost get worn out, doing your will all the time. It's like you're also a person, or something. Anyway, she also talked about, I might say this wrong, the Aramine. The Aramine concept is that there are forces keeping humanity in the dark about this, and that the Saint Michael archetype of subduing the dragon is a process of overcoming our own instincts with rationality. I love this concept, and so we have to be mindful of ourselves, and we have to explore ourselves. But then I tried to take this process of combining science with spirituality in trying to be as rational about it as possible. And you look into Rudolf Steiner and you get some problems real quick. So I wrote this he started the anthroposophical school. So the anthroposophical model is correct in positing that we have a connection with nature through the astral body. You see that in Kabbalah. But I would like to expand on a more Taoist notion that we arise from nature instead of being preconceived, a preconceived purpose of it, which allows a rational notion of how dark ecology can develop as an accident of our blindness as we overcome the material before overcoming ourselves. So this is a lot to wrap around, but dark ecology is the concept that it's perfectly natural that humans are polluting the world. And that actually we need to move to this psychologically, because if we understand that we just grew out of this, and maybe this is just what species do when they start to master material. They start to use it to excess, and they have to wake up at some point and go, oh, this isn't working out. But it's natural because we've tried the whole guilting ourselves into treating nature better, and nothing's changed. So, and what I'm talking about here with a Taoist model, a lot of us might not even realize that we have a sense that humans are sort of predestined, that the planet is to make humans. And that teleologically means that we're the end, we're a finality. And if we're the finality, then what, do we end ourselves? Do we just create an AI Sophia and let all humans and organic life on this planet die because we fetishize our separation from it because we're traumatized from our own farming and possibly the disaster, where we get the word disaster, a fallen star. We need to get over it. We need to see ourselves as a midpoint, maybe. That intelligence comes from the way nature comes together symbiotically. As it comes together, it forms more and more complex patterns. The most complex pattern we know currently that we've actually seen scientifically is the human brain. And but we're just now learning how to use it. And language creates some huge problems. So whatever you do to get into your awareness is important. But these philosophical questions of understanding that we come from nature, you do a meditation, say you're doing I'm going to say this wrong too, but like Satipatthana, you're doing a meditation, Buddhist meditation, and you're focusing on, say, how you're made of the four elements: fire, water, earth, and air, right? You're breathing the air, your bones are solid like the earth, your blood moves like the water, and your skin picks up temperature. That's the fire, And so you realize that you are made of nature. And I think it'll be a lot easier for us to do something about saving nature when we realize we're it. We are animals. And there's something beautiful about that. I mean, we need to lessen this gap between us and animals. We are animals. Animals show intelligence. It's why you can teach chimpanzees sign language. It's why behaviors uncannily make sense to us that our pets make. They're communicating this and that. But we're going to have to become conscious enough to be responsible for the fact that we are in the Anthropocene, and materially we are changing things. We have the power to change the whole world, and we are currently. It's already happening. So if we can have the consciousness that we are changing the symbiotic system that we're part of, and then we might take a little more concern to it. We're affecting what we live on. I was thinking about reframing things with these kinds of ideas, because I was talking to Lova about them this morning. She was like, "Well, what does that mean?" I was, because I get all in my head with this stuff, and so I was like, "Okay, I'll try this." So I was thinking about when I eat food, I might feel guilt about how I'm a big human and I can just get this food and I killed stuff to make it. But that doesn't make me do anything about it. Guilt, look at how recovery works for people. Guilt doesn't help people. They just do the same thing over and over again. So I was like, okay, so how could I look at this different? And I said, if you really think about the scientific, if you take how Rudolf Steiner said to look at everything scientifically, you can destroy his own problems with that. Then you look at, I'm dependent on what's around me. I'm dependent on nature. I need the food, the water, the air. It's a wake-up call. The reason I think about philosophy is because if you change the fundamental beliefs you have, it's like to care about believing. Care about what you believe. And don't you want to believe something that's closer to the truth? So I'll go more into this later. but I just wanted to cover how I felt about my initial reactions to skeptical spirituality, and I'm going to try to fix some more of the bugs in Rudolf Steiner. It appears that there's a huge reaction. There's a fearful reaction to Darwin with concepts like de-evolution. These things are not scientifically founded, you know. So I will touch more on that later. But in the meantime, thank you. This is my first blog in a while, I think. Okay, all right. 93s, find your true will. May whatever forces keep you awake and moving in the world, keep going. Homa takyase, omni pamea.